Now in the case of orienting the components, sometimes we can draw a component and it may not be correctly oriented. So for example, I might have drawn this green component, the housing cover 2. I might have drawn the large rectangle on the front plane, and I might have drawn the housing base 2, the large rectangle, again on the front plane, and extruding. Now sometimes we may have components that are oriented in a different plane. So if I right click Edit Sketch or Edit Sketch Plane, in this case I've drawn the large rectangle on the right plane, and in the case of the other component I've drawn, right click Edit Sketch Plane, I've drawn the large rectangle on the top plane. So this can be confusing when it comes to assembling components. Right now I have both those components open, so here they are, and they've been drawn on different planes. What I'm going to do is use a tool, it's called the Triad tool, to orient the components before I assemble. So if I say File, New, and I want to create a metric assembly, I'm going to pin the manager in place, and I'm going to bring the base in. Normally I would drop that on the origin. And notice the orientation is incorrect. If I go back, not to mate, let's go back to Insert Components, and I bring the cover in, we can clearly see that these are incorrectly oriented. Now if I want to rotate them, I can do so, especially with the second component I brought in, which is floating. So if I pick the component, right click, move with Triad, you can see I get some rings, and what I want to do is spin this into the correct orientation. So I need to select a ring, right click, and rotate 90. When I right click, rotate 90 again, the same thing happens. So if I pick undo and I know that's the correct orientation, then I'm happy with that. Now what about this component? When I right click, I don't see anything that allows me to rotate that, and that's because the component is fixed. I put it down on the origin. So to unfix that, to float the component, I pick float, and now I can right click this component and see the Triad tool. Pick the ring I want to spin the part around on, right click, rotate 90. Now the parts are correctly oriented, and I can save that and I can continue to assemble. Thanks for watching.